Hello, in today's tutorial, we'll be going over how to use the library catalog to find books and other resources you might need for your research projects. To begin, we'll need to start at the home page for the McNeese Library. When you get to the home page, you'll see a search bar in the middle of your screen. For the sake of this tutorial, our research project will be about end-of-life care within the scope of bioethics. To begin, we'll type in our search term. We have over 1 million results, so we're going to need to narrow this down. The first thing I would do is to go to our search term and encase our search term in quotation marks. This means that the search engine will look for this particular phrase instead of each word individually. We'll press search. Okay, so using the quotation marks means that we now have gotten rid of over 2/3 of our search results, but we still have too much to work with. So we're going to scroll down a little bit and look to the left side of our screen. Here, we have a series of limiters. These are options that will limit the amount of search results. If we go to catalog only, this means that we will only see results that are available through the McNeese Library. Scholarly journals refers to academic sources. We have e-textbooks, and then we have full text. Full text means that we will have access to the entire source instead of just a citation. For now, let's go ahead and click catalog only. We are now down to 161. Scrolling down lets us further limit our search options according to publication date. So instead of 1972, let's go ahead and put 2012. We now have a total of 65 sources available. If we look at our first source, it shows that the document is available through the Government Information Department. It depends on your project, but you most likely will not want sources from government docs. We'll scroll down further. Let's go ahead and click this source, Palliative Care and End-of-Life Decisions. We're now at the catalog entry for this particular source. Here we have basic information about the book. This is information that would be useful for you when you write your citations. Below, we have hyperlinks to related subject terms. These are particularly helpful if you are trying to find related sources or are still trying to find search terms that'll work for you. Here we have an abstract, and the abstract is a basic summary of the book that we are looking at. If we look at the location, we'll see that this is an electronic resource. This is an ebook. That means that it's only available to us online. The way to access this book is to use the URL above. We are now looking at the book itself. We have this table of contents, and this way you can click through and see which sections might be the most helpful for you. So we are now at chapter 1, and we can scroll through. If you're looking for a particular page, you can type in the page that you like. One of the great things about ebooks is that they're so easy to navigate. Being able to jump through the book to any page number that you might want, to be able to access any pages that you have listed in your notes, this makes it a lot faster than dealing with a regular physical book. Depending on your project, you might only need a couple of chapters. So you would press this button here to download a chapter. Now each ebook is going to be a bit different. Depending on the publisher, you might be limited to the amount of pages that you can download or print. And so in a lot of ways, it can be more helpful to just read through the book online and only print out the absolute necessary pages. Let's go search within. Now using the search within function, we can look for particular terms within this book. If you remember, the other part of our general search term is the issue of bioethics. Now we're able to see all the different times the term bioethics has been mentioned in this book. So let's go back to our main page. Now that we're back to the entry, I'd like us to work more with the subject terms. Here we have ethical issues, euthanasia, and right to die, and then we have right to die again. Let's click this because it's more general, and we have over 13,000 results. Now, as we've been going through our various sources, one issue is that we've mostly been coming up with resources that are more specific to the medical field, and we haven't seen much about actual medical ethics or bioethics. So what we can do is come to the top, and we have 3 search bars. These search bars use what's called Boolean operators. Generally speaking, Boolean operators refers to what's in this box here, and, or, not. By using these boxes, we're able to look for multiple terms simultaneously while also making sure that certain terms do not come up in our search. So right now, let's go ahead and go to and. and we'll type in bioethics. So we'll click search. Our list of available sources actually went up due to the other search term. Let's say that you're a bit old-fashioned and that you would like to use a physical book for your project. We'll type in our search terms. Let's go ahead and do end of life and then bioethics. And let's scroll down and we'll look for location. Here we will click Fraser Memorial Library and then we'll click search. We'll go to our limiter section and we can click catalog only. And then if we look at item type, we will click books. Our first couple of sources are still ebooks, but let's go down a little bit further and we've got a handful that are physically located in the library currently. Let's look at number 5, Birth to Death. And it looks like it was published in 1996, so it is an older source. This is true of most libraries, but is particularly true of McNeese. Most of the books in our physical collection are going to be older than not. Now, if we go to the bottom, we have the location, which is our library. We have the call number, and we have the general collection. The general collection means that anyone can check out this book and that you can take it home with you for just about as long as you need. However, not every book will be available to you through the general collection. We have certain resources that are not allowed to be taken away from the library. And so this call number here, R724.B497, and then 1996 is the year the book is published. The university library does not use the Dewey Decimal System. We use the system devised by the Library of Congress. Instead of organizing books by the author's last name, we have a system that's built through using subject headings. Here at McNeese, our general collection is divided across 3 floors. On the first floor, we have call numbers A through H. On the second floor, we have call numbers J through PR 6036. And then the third floor is PR 6037 through Z. On the fourth floor, we have government docs, and this is not part of the general collection. For the Library of Congress system, we have basic subject terms that are then broken into smaller subfields. You aren't expected to know what each letter represents, but it can be helpful to know at least which general area you should be looking in for sources that are relevant to you. And so, for example, if you're interested in bioethics, you should start on the first floor and look in the B section. You could also try and go to the third floor and look through the medicine section. Looking at the call number, we now know that the book is located on the third floor. But as always, we at Fraser Memorial Library are more than happy to help you find any book you might need, whether it be digital or physical. So like always, please feel free to reach out for assistance.